everybody. This is me on our Happy Huddle chatting with the famous JB Owen. And I'm super excited because today we are going to talk about this book that we are in and JB has started, and it's a whole series about how to ignite anything going on in your life. Oh, and Joanna, our Colombian favorite, is on Instagram saying that we are two of her favorite females. So shout out to Joanna.
Buenos dias, mi amor. ¿Cómo está? I'm so glad you're here.
So JB, I met JB at Mind Valley. I ran up to her. I followed her all the way to Estonia, and I ran up to her and I said, I have the biggest girl crush on you. And she did not run away screaming, terrified of me stalking her. And we have just become super friends, and I'm going to follow her wherever she goes because she does the most amazing things. I wish I was following you to where you are right now, because where are you?
Look, I'll just show you a little bit. Yeah, so I am in Cabo San Lucas. I'm just on the Mexican Baja, so just needed a rest and relaxation. I wrote on my Facebook post this morning, you know, how important it is as entrepreneurs and businesswomen, and obviously anyone, to infiltrate relaxation, rest, and respite into our work environment, and how much we work and how hard we work. So this was a good opportunity for me to remind myself that I just need a little bit of me time, relaxation, and quality time, where strolling on the beach or just having a good meal or just, you know, walking hand in hand with the person you care about. Those things cost very little, and they're so important. Getting up in the morning before sunrise, journaling, you know, just in a quiet time, listening to the ocean, how important it is to do those things.
I'm so jealous. My friends, this is the life that you want to lead, and it is completely possible. JB, tell us a little bit about your story and how you got into, you know, sort of like where you are and how you got into writing and publishing, and why you started this book series, and tell us a little bit about the Ignite book series.
Yeah, you know, I feel like I've obviously been divinely guided to get here, because I've had to hit lots of speed bumps and roadblocks and pit holes to get here. Like many of us, you know, it wasn't an easy journey. There's tons of scars of me crawling over broken glass on my knees, to have to stand up and through the trials and tribulations of life to get here. That being said, you know, having the belief system and the knowingness and the desire to follow your dreams, go after what you want, really does pay off. And I think in hindsight, looking back, you know, so many of us do stop or give up or listen to the naysayers or quit before we get through the tough times, towards our dreams, because that's what we've been taught, or that's what society conditions us to do. And so many people say you can't have that, and I'm a big proponent of you can have it all. And
Michael Beckwith in The Secret, I will never forget the one moment where he does this visual. He says, you know, everybody is coming up through the soil, they're pushing, and they give up just before they're about to sprout, because they're just tired or they don't think it's possible. Like you said, all the other people we've been conditioned to believe. So like, if you just don't give up, I promise it's there.
There's a really famous story actually about a gold mine where this guy bought this gold mine, and he dug and drilled for 18 years, and he finally gave up, was bankrupt, everything, had nothing. He sold the gold mine, and like in 2 weeks the new company came in, and in 2 weeks they broke ground and they found the gold rush. They found the gold stream that he'd been digging for 18 years. And he was like, the story goes as he was like paper thin away from, you know, finding it. Like he was so close, and he gave up. Now 18 years is a long time to stay devoted, but hey, I'm 48, so I've got to be committed. I've been committed to this life for 48 years, and finally I'm here. So
right, so it's 18 years seems like overnight for us.
Right, exactly. It's true. And so, and you never know when it's all going to come together. You never know when you're going to break that glass ceiling, if you don't keep knocking on it. And so the truth is, if you had the choice to give up or just keep knocking and doing what you love, or getting closer, or, you know, peeling back the layers, I guess I would choose to just keep trying and keep knocking instead of just giving in.
Laura said that on Instagram, her husband always says 3 feet from gold, 3 feet
right.
from gold. So he must know that story.
Right. That's the story. Yeah, I guess they were like 3 feet away. Like it was so close. And then they found it like right away. So you always are 3 feet from gold because you don't really know what the gold is really, because, my perception of, oh, I really wanted this door to open and this to be my win or my success. And that door didn't open and it felt like a disappointment. Who knows what, the door to the right, 3 feet to the right, that door opened. And then that was everything you were meant to have. And so I think one of the things we buy into as human beings is we think we already know what's best for us, and we think we know what it should look like. And we don't really know, because there is a bigger divine plan. Because what we dream of and what we want and what we actually, is supposed to be our divine gift is way bigger than we can ever imagine. So sometimes being really attached to how it's supposed to look like, or how it's supposed to unfold, or how quickly it's supposed to happen is just the human lesson that we're meant to learn.
It's so true. And this is why we are soul sisters, and why I love Mind Valley and what we're doing beyond Mind Valley to join, like-minded people who really do say, well, what is 3 feet to the right and what is 3 feet to the left? And how do I be really satisfied and happy with where I am? Because if I'm not happy, here, I'm not going to be happy 3 feet from now either, So what we imagine that gold mine, or winning the lottery, by the way, is going to do for us.
Yeah. And it's true, because like even your brand, Happier by the Minute, I mean, the community of people that pick you up when you've sat down and said, I can't do it anymore. That for me is, I think the gold mine is the people around you and who you surround yourself with, who say, it's okay that you failed, if that's how you see it, or it's okay that you lost money on that deal, or it's okay that it's taking a little bit longer, keep at it. And when you surround yourself with those people because they've been through it, and they can see further than you can see, that's so inspiring. And I think that's what you're creating, that's what Ignite Your Life is creating. And it's a community of people saying, we're all in this collectively together, let's do it in the funnest, most enjoyable, powerful, inspiring, and healthiest, happiest way possible.
So let's talk about Ignite Your Life. How did that come about, and what is it?
Well, so, I've been really a dabbler of different things. I love to write. I've been published in a bestseller. I love to connect people. I'm a big connector. That's my favorite thing, is to bring people together. I love the idea of creating something. I'm big into the creative realm. So I've had, like, my husband describes it, all these little flower pots of things that I'm doing. Is it getting really dark? Should I shift?
No, you're good.
Is it too loud with the construction?
Nope. Don't even hear the construction.
Okay, good. I hear it. So I just thought maybe it was bothering you. Actually, I'm coming inside because my back is getting sunburned.
That's a good problem. I was noticing the ocean in your background, and I was noticing the ocean in all my backgrounds of my vision boards, and there I am with you on the beach. So
look at what you manifested.
So it's all happening. So sorry, you are always have new ideas. And
yeah, I agree. I do. I'm a big idea machine. And so, but what I think the big idea that's come to me lately is, there's this trend in personal growth where, these one thought leaders are getting like all of this major attention. Let's just say Tony Robbins. You go to Tony Robbins' show, it's all about Tony Robbins. And the cool thing is there's like 10,000 people in the audience that are pretty amazing themselves. Like, they are doing pretty epic things. And every time I go to an event, I love the speakers on stage, but the people beside me that I meet in the audience with me blow my mind also. Those people are pretty incredible. And I came to a place where I was like, why aren't we talking and showcasing those people too? Like, just because that person, has 20,000 followers or whatever, or 200,000 followers on YouTube, why is what they have to say any more cool than this person sitting right beside me, who actually has just as much information or awareness or awakening that is pretty powerful too? And so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could really showcase those people? And what came up for me also was, in talking to most people, everyone has an ignite moment. And that ignite moment is really that thing that happened to you that really changed your life, that transformed you, that inspired you, that awakened you. that gave you that epiphany, like, I'm going to do this, or I'm never, ever going to do that again, or from this moment on, my life is going to change. And I think so many of us have incredible, various ignite moments throughout our life. And I'm even learning more and more every day that we have ignite moments in our relationships. We have ignite moments in our personal life. We have ignite moments in our family, in our parenting, in our fitness, in our business. But so many of us can vividly remember the time in our lives where something happened. We read a book, we heard a speech, we talked to somebody, we met somebody, we tripped and fell, we bumped into somebody. And that moment absolutely changed the trajectory of our lives. And those are the moments that I want to capture in our compilation series and share with other people to inspire them, that to be aware of those moments, that when those moments come, they're magical, and to embrace them and not gloss over them or talk yourself out of them and think, well, did I really bump into so-and-so and they offer me the best job in the world by accident? Or did I, did I really get an opportunity to go on stage and, that's a fluke and I don't really deserve it? Or, did I really marry the coolest person in the planet and, it's somehow a facade and he doesn't really care about me as much? It's like the brain plays this big game with us when the universe is showing up and giving us all these wonderful things. And we don't always catch those ignite moments. And so this book series is really designed to inspire and motivate other people to remember their own ignite moments, to empower themselves, to take their ignite moments and take it to the moon, go rocket with it.
Well, here is what is the coolest thing. Not only is it about ignite moments, and there are ignite moments in different, so it's a bunch of series: ignite your parenting, ignite your relationship, ignite your work, ignite for women and leaders. But what I love that you have done differently than the other compilation books, so this is 35 different women, and 3 + 5 is 8, which is the number of power. But what you've done is you've asked all the authors to actually specifically say what they did after that ignite moment. So don't just say, I started doing yoga and ate well. No. Really, what did you do? Did you journal every day for half an hour? Did you go, online dating? Did you go on 10 dates a month? Like, what exactly did you do? And are they action steps that everybody can go do? And you're going to walk away with 35 how-to sections that you can pick from.
That was really key for me, because any successful person you study, they'll talk about habits and they'll talk about action. And it's your habits and taking action that is always the key to results. And so for me, that was like a no-brainer. Like, as soon as I learned that formula in my own life and in my own success strategy, I realized that every time I have an idea, I take action on it. Even if it's a small amount of action, I take action. And then from there, it was really about, how do we share those action steps and those action strategies with others? I never wanted people to read a book and be like, oh, that's a great story, thanks a lot, and ho-hum, now what? And I heard that a lot from people who are in the self-help space, where they take courses and they go places and they do events and they leave with all these great ideas, but then they nothing tangible happens because they didn't take the action steps, or they didn't do the routine, they didn't practice the habit. And that was very, very common when I looked at so many people who would say, like, how come you did this? How come you had that success? How come, we were at the same course, we were at the same event, we were at the same graduation in high school. How come you got this and, I'm in a different space? And the key difference for me was the action that I took consistently, and it's a consistent action. And so putting action steps into the book, and this is fascinating. You buy a book and you have 35 different phenomenal action steps in it from 35 amazing different people. Like, that's pretty powerful, because we don't all resonate with the same action steps. So one really clicks with us, one doesn't, but how cool to try them all out and see which one works for you, or which few work for you, and really change your life.
Yeah. And what I really, really love is, I really want to tell people that they can go to ignite life dot what? Wait, what's the web?
IgniteU.life.
Okay, igniteyou.life, because they can actually apply to be in one of the compilation books too, right? And
yeah, we're always looking for amazing authors. We're looking for people with amazing Ignite stories. We're just in the process of doing our men's book, which is so cool, because the stories that are coming from men stepping into their evolved male, their conscious male, their, they're even just becoming aware of that boy to male process, even becoming aware of their role as a man in society is just so powerful. We're doing Ignite Your Life for Parenting, and that book is just epic, with people and parents sharing their Ignite moments that they were inspired by becoming a parent, having a child, getting pregnant, something their child said to them that just, totally blew their mind, changed their trajectory of their life.
Well, I'm going to go super raw and like behind the scenes right now, because I think this is so amazing. And I like people to really, we're super authentic behind the scenes. So one thing is you can apply to be in the book, because everybody's got an Ignite story. And if there's something that you can share, then we want to share it with the world. And what I really love about being part of the compilation book, again, think of it like chicken soup for the soul, but for igniting your life and with how to, is that when you are in the book, you also get a whole month's worth of masterminding and coaching, and you have two different editors helping you. One is a copy editor and one is a spiritual editor, right? How do you, like your visionary editor. And
our deep dive editor, we call it our deep dive editor, because you dive deep into your emotions. You're right.
It's so true. And I'm telling people as I'm getting other authors and talking to them about being part of the book, like it isn't even as much about being published, which is really amazing and great. And you get all these books and you can do with them what you want and you're a published author. But it's that journey of going through that deep dive, like, and as a parent or as a leader or as a employer or as a husband or wife, like what is it that you, if you could put it in 2,500 words, about your being this person, what would it be? But anyway, in this whole the behind the scenes secret is I really loved, we were on a call yesterday and somebody wanted to talk about parenting and sort of going into how the school system was impacting them, and or the school system and how it should or couldn't be. And you just were like, look, sister, we're staying really true to what's your story, because that we're not here to preach or teach. We're just here to share and inspire, and not necessarily to have any kind of agenda. And it just was really beautiful and really, really true. And I just was in that moment, again, just so connected to why you're doing what you're doing and how beautiful it is.
Yeah, thanks for saying that, because, as humans, again, we get so into the politics, the dynamics, the debate, the right or wrong, the polarity of an issue. And I just wanted to, again, say that Ignite is really all about your experience, your learning, your gift. And imagine just imagine this, something has happened to you and you have learned so much from it. If you could share that with another person and give them the ability of hindsight, of learning, of experience, of pitfalls, of that sort of thing, and then have them have an incredible experience based on your story, like how incredible is that feeling? And it's not just a month of mastermind, it's 6 months of mastermind. So you're connecting with people that you have a light commonality with, and for 6 months you get to share with them and work on your story. 2 months of working on your story, and then published, and then the promotional side and the distribution side, and the part where you get to stand up and say, like, I'm a published author in a best-selling book with 34 other amazing people with the sole purpose of empowering and inspiring others. And that is really the goal, because all the proceeds of this project go to charity. Any sales of the book outside of what the authors purchase goes to charity, because that is, again, another big mandate of this. If we are really going to stand up and say we want to improve the planet, then we need to be able to improve the people that need a hand up.
Amen. Amen. And I'm so blessed to be surrounded by so many people doing service around the world. And it's so exciting. And I have to take this moment to say we're going to be doing an Ignite launch party in San Francisco. So if any of you, I know it's really, really exciting. It's actually a 3-day event. And if you want to be invited to it, then just direct message me on Instagram or on Facebook, or through my website, happierbytheminute.com. I think they could probably reach you on ignitelife.u, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be an international affair. We've got authors flying in from Australia. We've got authors flying in from Canada. And we're really, again, the whole precedent is how can we ignite people in your world? How can we step up and be a positive message for others And really, people say all the time, like, the news is awful, everything nowadays, like, we need more positivity. We need more people talking about good things and uplifting the vibration. And so that's what we want to do with this event, what we want to do with these books, what we want to do with these stories. Everything behind Ignite I'm really super proud of, because it really is a project that I'm so deeply invested in, because I know it will change other people's lives. And I think that's the consciousness that we reach in that, and the hierarchy of life is that, we evolve to a place where we're now, what can I do of service for others? What can I do to help others? And this is a really fun way to do it, with super cool people sharing your story, getting published, and helping others. Like, I don't know what other piece to add to it to make it more exciting.
You can't. Well, a little bit of wine and some
Yeah.
little bit of hike on the beach and some
That's right.
workshopping, and
That's right.
being at one of the most amazing houses in Silicon Valley to kick it off. It's May 16th, 17th, and 18th. So again, if you want to be part of it, there's no cost to it. It's all fun. It's all just a way of sharing all the Ignite that we have. So message us if you want to come join us. What else do you want to say about Ignite?
Well, I really want to share that we have more events coming up. So we are doing an event in Pula, Croatia, where we are having our authors come and speak there. We're doing an Ignite Your Life for Conscious Leadership. So that's probably really up the alley of many of your viewers. Is conscious leadership is how, that Ignite moment that you had that really awakened your consciousness, where you really, so many people can tell the moment their lid was blown off and they were awakened to like this new experience of consciousness. So Ignite Your Life for Conscious Leaders will be coming up in June. We're doing Ignite Your Love Life, which will be in conjunction with a couples retreat in Sedona over the New Year's break. So I love to go to Sedona New Year's, because that is one of the highest vibrational manifestation places on the planet. And when you go there and let go of your old year and write your intentions for the next year, like, it is quantified, magnified. So we're doing Ignite Your Diva, which is an event in September in Canada, where you're coming to really awaken the goddess, the woman, the womanhood in you, in conjunction with a fabulous event and then a writing workshop at the same time. So I've kind of wanted to do, like, how about having those Ignite moments, creating those Ignite moments yourself with other really cool people, writing your story, working on your book, going to an event, and having, how many times do we do events and we just sit in a room and sit in a chair and watch somebody on stage? Instead, I want to create events where we have an Ignite moment. We're also doing Ignite Your Life for cancer survivors. So my big thing is, like, if someone was diagnosed with cancer and that devastating prognosis, and then they go out into the doctor's office, and then what's next? Like, all they can read is like really scary, negative stuff. Instead of, what if we created a book of 35 amazing people who have overcome cancer, who have battled cancer, who have beat cancer, who have done incredible things, and they've had an Ignite. Cancer was their Ignite moment. And there are many people who said cancer was the best thing that ever happened to me because it awakened me to my life. And so that book is like super dear to my heart too. So that's also happening. And Ignite Your Life for teens and Ignite Your Life for the millennial mind is also coming up. So if you're a millennial, this is the time for you to get a say in the way the millennial mind thinks, and the new generation and all the new stuff that's coming out in the world for millennials.
This is endless. It's endless. And again, it is such a beautiful movement. Honestly, it's really the movement, and it's just getting on the wave of adding positivity back into the world. And I always say, look, when people say, how can you not watch the news? And I say, well, you know what, with that half an hour or an hour or 4 hours, whatever you're spending, I'm spending that time increasing positivity, putting more positive things out in the world, making more videos, talking to people about how we can make the world a better place. So I'm going to keep doing that while you keep doing that, because I don't want to go to that space. And hopefully, if we all join the movement and are just spreading the positivity, and not that we're all perfect and we all sit around on rainbows and unicorns, but we're all growing together. We're all learners together. It's really, really cool. It's a really cool space to be. And I'm just so grateful to be on this ride with you.
Well, thank you. I will share one of the things that's come up for me while I've been here is this concept of mini Ignite moments, because a lot of us have these big, huge, profound Ignite moments. we have a big thing in our family where we practice gratitude every day. When I go to bed at night, I always tell my husband, I fell in love with you today because, you know, when I woke up, you had my slippers at the end of the bed, or I fell in love with you today when, you know, I forgot to ... put the garbage out on the curb and you remembered. So I'll tell him like many different things throughout the day that I fell in love with him for. And so the new thing that's come up for me is these mini ignite moments when you lay in bed at night, and instead of thinking about all the things you have to do or should have done or didn't get done, what if you laid there and thought of, you know, what was an ignite moment for me today that was positive? So my son phoned me yesterday, you know, on his own before he went to school, just to tell me that he loved me. Like, man, that's an ignite moment. That's a mini ignite moment. You know, I was out on the golf course yesterday. I haven't golfed in 3 years, and it was just so incredible to golf again and have that freedom. And so if we take the time every night to just think about our mini ignite moments in the day, what a wonderful way to fall asleep and be reminded and practice. It's a cool way to practice gratitude.
I love that. I'm totally doing that with Barry. I fell in love with you today because, and
it's the smallest things. Like I fall in love with Peter when he just remembers to buy my favorite salad dressing. Like, thank you, honey.
Okay, are there ever any days you have trouble remembering why you fell in love with him?
I have to say there's some days where I'll say like 50 things, and you know, it's so cool. And I feel like, you know, I do that with my kids too now. When I tuck them into bed, I'll just say, Mommy fell in love with you today when you got up all by yourself for school and you made your bed, and you, like, I just try to tell them, because imagine that, the growth and the manifestation of that. It's like, you know, like it's like a seed. If you water that seed, it's going to bloom. And so why don't we water the seed of positivity? You do that with Happier by the Minute. And so these ignite moments that we take for granted, we take for granted that, you know, something happened in our day today. You know, a car zoomed by and it didn't hit you. Thank goodness. That was a really cool ignite moment. Somebody was looking after me. Thank you. I'm totally safe today. Those things we just forget. We forget about them. We forget to say thank you for them. And what we don't cultivate doesn't grow. And so if we don't cultivate our grateful moments and our thankful things and our ignite moments, the universe isn't going to give them to us. So I'm really cool into ignite minis.
I love ignite minis, and this is what Happy Huddle is about. And so I'm so excited. I mean, this is why I show up every Friday morning just for half an hour to do just a little mini lesson. And today there's so much to take away, whether you want to be an author, whether you just are walking away with how to say thank you, or I fell in love with you when, there's so many different little things that you can walk away with. And then the whole point is to just practice, because, you know, it's way easier, you know, 5 weeks into having done that practice than it was the first day or the second day. Oh, I forgot. But the more you do it, the easier it gets and the more of a habit. And then that's what you remember. And then you're looking throughout the day. Oh, I'm going to remember this tonight for when I say, when I'm telling him why I fell in love with him, you're looking for those things throughout the day. And so that is so powerful.
Yeah, I love it. It's a really cool way. And it's when you give, you get. And so the more you give to someone else and you share with them, but obviously the universe just provides right back to you. So I will give you one last look at the beautiful weather outside and say to you, this is your life. This is what you get to have. This is so easy. This is so convenient. Any one of you can jump on a plane and come down here. It's actually, there's so many easy and inexpensive ways to do it. People always think that having a great life is expensive. It's not. It's a decision. And we all make, you know, my friend posted on Facebook today that she bought like $300 worth of flowers to put at the front of her porch. That was a decision she made. She's like, you're so lucky you get to go to Cabo, but she spent money on buying flowers. So we all have our priorities. My flight was only $352. So I spent $50 more to fly here than she did on flowers. Right. So everybody has their moment. They have their decision. But what happens is the mindset is I can't afford that. I can't afford that. But yes, you can. You can afford anything you want. Anything you want is yours to have.
It is so true. It is all a mindset. It is totally a lie that you don't. If you take anything away today, again, stop saying, I can't afford it. I don't have the money. It never works out. That's too expensive. You just say, I'll take what she's having. I'll have what she's having right now. Yep. I look at that view and say to the universe, I'll have what she's having. And, you know, I was talking to somebody yesterday. Okay, we're going over our time, but one last thing. And she was like, wow, a month away in Croatia this summer. I could never do that. I said, you totally can. You can totally take a month off. 1,000 people a year take a month off and go join to do Mind Valley University for a month. It doesn't matter how. Don't think about how. Don't try to figure out how. Just put your intention out there. Let the universe figure it out. If that's not your intention, if your intention is a better job, a love, what vision board, whatever, just put the intention out there and say this or something better. And we are absolutely, and that's what I did about my intention of meeting you and becoming friends with you and so many other incredible women in my life. And it just, the journey is so cool. And if you all want to join us, you can go to igniteu.life and you can subscribe there or subscribe at happierbytheminute.com, and you'll be on our mailing list to know all these exciting things that are going on. And of course, follow us because we've got something new every day.
Yeah, I love it. And JB at igniteu.life, I'm always available. I never make myself not available to people. That's baloney. If you want to talk to me, JB at igniteu.life, just reach out to me and I'll do whatever I can to help you and support you.